So finding your yogini seat. And we immediately, in the Taoist system, I like to call this the yin field. In the tantric system, I like to call it the yogini seat. It's the same thing. We're just going to give ourselves permission to rest back into ourselves and down into our seat. Closing the eyes and really feeling that almost like the front body just melts or rests into the back body. And then everything rests down into the pelvis, into the seat, and into the points of contact with whatever you're sitting on. And without doing anything with the breath yet, just notice what happens to the breath as soon as you rest back and down. Just in that resting, there's an invitation for the breath to start to deepen. It tells our nervous system and our minds and our bodies that we're safe and we can actually rest. We don't have to grip. And so just with that resting back and down, let the breath start to become naturally, without effort, a little longer, a little deeper. Completely untethered. We're not controlling the breath at all. And then we start to merge the flow of energy with the breath, inhaling back as we rest back into the back body, or you can orient towards the central channel, either one. And exhaling, resting down into the seat, into the points of contact with the earth, feeling yourself held. And as you breathe, letting tensions of the mind and the body just fall into this space, release into this space. How soft can you become? Can you feel that the space, all of space, has your back? Can you rest into that, regardless of life circumstances? Can you feel the solidity of the earth and the physical realm and the support that's there as you rest into her? And so as you breathe and relax, you feel space, all of space has your back, and earth is supporting beneath. And all you have to do is rest and receive the breath. Our sensuality starts here, in a space of resource, in a space of presence, in a space of relaxation. Let the lower belly be soft and the jaw be soft. The pelvic floor also be soft. Let the heart be soft so that it can spread its wings with each breath. Become so soft that the breath creates even the most slight undulation in the spine. Don't create it, let it happen. let the body respond to breathing, to receiving each nectarous breath, and even to the letting go. See if you can find a subtle pleasure, a subtle undulation just in that, the most simple of acts. See if you can feel the shimmering energies in the spine or in the central channel, so subtle, but so radiant. And that radiance at the top of the breath, and the sweet surrender at the bottom of the breath. Let yourself go for a ride on the waves of the breath. Find a space where all that's needed is the breath. The breath is the wholeness. What more is there than this? Paying attention to your next inhale, and on the exhale, plunging the breath into the center of the heart, the hridayam, the space of the spiritual heart, this vast expanse that is technically in the body, but moves so far beyond the body. And carry the breath here. On the inhale, it reaches in all directions from the center of the heart. On the exhale, you collapse into a singular point the size of a pinprick in the very center of the heart. Inhale, reaching out in all directions. Exhale, collapsing into that bindu, that singular point in the center of the heart. That little undulation is still there. The spreading of the wings of the rib cage is still there with each breath. On the inhale, you're reaching out, you're touching all of existence with the hridayam, the spiritual heart. And on the exhale, you're plunging back into the experience of the self. Feel this flow of relationship, the reaching, the touching, the contact, and then the deep, profound intimacy with the self, but not the self of who we think we are, the self of the feeling body, the self that just is. In the heart lies this longing to connect, to commune that self with all that is. And this is the basis of sensuality and even sexuality. Inhaling again out in all directions. And exhale, plunging back into the heart, and this time just resting there. The breath continues, but you just rest in the center of the heart. And we understand in these traditions that all of that is Ma. It's all her. And then bow to her. The magnificence that animates us. The goddess Shakti herself. And to come out of this space, rub your hands together, and we're going to do what I like to call a cat bath. And just taking the hands and so softly and sweetly rubbing the face. And rubbing up over the head, sweet strokes, not like our self-chi massage, something different. Down the neck, just bathing like a cat. And down the arms, just letting the hands be so soft and sweet. And down the throat and the front of the body, downward strokes, all downward strokes. And down the back body, downward strokes, down the hips and the legs. And then some big sweeping strokes all the way down the whole body. And then one more time, rubbing the hands together and placing the palms over the eyes. Actually press the bottom of the hands into the cheekbone. Take a deep inhale here. Eyes are closed. And on the exhale, start to slowly move the palms away from the eyes, opening the eyes as they move away.